Guys, I'm Katie from Midsa Creek Farm. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am down working in the high tunnel because the sun came out, and even though it's not super warm outside, it's warm in here. So we are going to be working on getting the snow off of the roof before we have a cold stretch come, and I'm also taking down the trellising that I didn't finish a week or two ago, and so I want to get all that done so that the next thing left to do, or the next thing to do in here, is rolling up the ground cover. So let's get to work. I'm gonna take a minute and catch my breath because that is exhausting. And you can hear that it is warming up very quickly in here now that we got that layer of ice off, that lower layer, so everything is starting to really shed now. I'm gonna stay down here and work and get the vertical trellises down, but I'm gonna stop talking for a minute so you can see all this water that is dripping. It is hilarious. It literally sounds like it is raining in here. I did turn on a fan in here to get airflow moving. My hope is that it would circulate the warm air quicker. I don't know if that'll help or if it'll actually cause more issues because it'll cool off up towards the peak. But you can see that all that stuff up on top is starting to shed, and so I'm not going to have to do much more, I don't think. The stuff behind me is all accumulation from today. It was like that, and that's all from the stuff shedding. So this stuff up here was pretty thick before I did that. I want to get as much of that pushed off as possible before I'm done in here for the day, because we're supposed to get extremely cold weather. I shouldn't say that. The high for one of the days is -1. Everything else is in the single digits. But for the next week or so, it's supposed to be cold. And it's going to be probably the coldest since Christmas Eve that we've had. And in fact, Christmas Eve got above 0. Usually cold for us is like 20 below and colder. That's like Ober. We got to plan ahead, but this year is so warm that it's kind of goofy. But I just don't want all of this, after being sunny and warm today, I don't want all of this to turn into ice, because we had like 4 inches of snow last night, and it's really light and fluffy, and so I don't want all that to melt and turn into ice, because if we get a snowstorm anytime before it warms up again, we'll be really hurting then. So I just want to get all this cleared off before the day is done. But while it's warming up in here, I'm going to cut down all these trellises. I don't think that last video took, but I got all the vertical trellising down. I have to take down, there's 3 rebar poles that I had pounded in that I used as supports for my peas and beans this last year. And I have to take those down, but I'm going to wait on those because I don't want to, I need like my 8-foot ladder, and that's at Owen's store. And I don't want to do it on the 4-foot ladder and then end up poking a hole in the plastic. So I'm going to wait on that till I can get the right tools for the job. But the snow is shedding off really nicely. You can see it just is slowly working its way down. And believe it or not, this side over here is clearing really nice. Over here still has quite a bit of ice, but I'm thinking that that's just how it must have some sort of I have no clue why. I have no clue. But there's a lot off, and most of this side is off. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4 sections that have quite a bit. Hear that? So I am really happy with that going into this cold stretch that we're going to have. And it's wonderful to be down here working. I would say it's in the 40s in here. Feels really good. Almost ready to take off my sweatshirt. And so I'm just going to pick up all this trellising, pick up a little bit more garbage. Now that the trellising and the plants are out of here, I'm seeing there's like pieces of garbage around, little plant tags, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get those taken, or pick those up as well. And then it's almost time to go pick Beck up from school. You can literally hear it inching down, and you can see it. It looks really cool. I did turn off the blower for that inflates the 2 layers of plastic, because then I'm not pushing against that. As I'm pushing on the plastic from the inside, to me that seems like it's kind of asking for a hole. Just puts a little extra pressure on there, and I'm not willing to risk that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Can't tell, I'm pretty cautious about things. So I uninflated the double layers, and now I just reinflated them because I'm going to be done working in here, and I think that seems to really be pushing things down a lot more, because you can see that it is almost all gone on this side now. So those just have slowly slid down even in the last few minutes here. That it is all very quickly coming off once we got just that little bit of ice off, so that things could shed a lot easier. And it was letting sun in here. It warmed up very quickly, and now that is looking so much better. I'm very surprised that the north side was shedding quicker than the south side, but I'm thinking it has to do with that probably had less ice or something on it than this side did. I have no clue. But I'm very grateful that it is all shedding, and I am going to go get Beck from school, and I have no doubt that by the time I get back, the rest of this will be gone, and it's just a little bit up at the peak now. So that is it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.